Happy Thursday, everyone. I am joined here with Kaylee, Heidi, and Jessica for our weekly lives that we look so forward to having here. It's beautiful here in Wisconsin. We think it's like the last dog days of summer, I think. It's going to start getting colder now. And everybody's starting to can and make stuff. I pulled plums off the tree. Did you take any of those home, Jessica?
Not yet. I'm going
Not
to.
yet. And then apples, I made apple crisp last night. And just so you know, my recipe that I have managed to make or come up with, my mother, who is like, the cooking snob, said, I make the best apple crisp in the whole world. So just so you know, if you want the recipe, maybe Heidi can put it on our blog. I did type it up just in case. All right. All right. So thanks for joining us today here. Make sure you make some comments so we pick winners from our comments. Heidi looks through them and tries to pick somebody who hasn't won 3 times already. It's very difficult, I'm sure, but she does a very good job at that. And maybe if you make her laugh or say something funny, that might help. She's got a tough job, She does. Okay. Quilt behind me. It is National Jelly Roll Day on the 20th on Saturday. Jessica, are you mic'd up? You want to talk about what we have for them with this one?
We have, so this is made out of 3 jelly rolls, and we will have a deal for them for purchasing the 3 jelly rolls of the American Gatherings 2. So it'll be its whole little product. It's called Jelly Roll Rebellion. And under there, you can order a kit for it. And when you order a kit for it, you're going to get the pattern free.
Awesome. So good deal. Yes. And who doesn't like working with jelly roll? Especially like you still can starch, because when you starch a jelly roll, it shrinks this way, not this way. So we still have 2.5 to work with the jelly rolls. So just keep that in mind if that ever crossed your mind. But this is beautiful. Alicia stitched this. She did a beautiful job. We hung it up behind me. It just needs a binding. So Lori is on vacation. Otherwise, it probably would have had that binding on, but we'll let her go on vacation. It's perfect time to get away here, so I don't blame her. It's starting to get a little cooler at night. So, all right. So join us on Jelly Roll Day and fabulous quilt. Perfect for quilts of valor. Perfect for lots of different things because it's not very hard piecing to sew strips and squares together, right? So I hope you like that. Yes, beautiful quilt. I can read these. Watching live from the mountains of East Tennessee. Okay. All right. So I have to do announcements, but I just want to talk a little bit while people jump on, because sometimes I start and people aren't quite on yet, or they forgot something, or whatever. But anyway, so what is the name of the quilt behind me called again?
Jelly Roll Rebellion.
Jelly Roll Rebellion. Yeah, there's a lot of that going on nowadays. Oh, yes. And then I've been watching my little guy play baseball, fall baseball. Owie and Jace both are playing baseball. And then I got to bring Jace to football practice the other day. I'm not going to be home this weekend to watch his game, so I brought him to practice. And it's so cute. He's so little, but he had to make it to 70 pounds this year. And it worked really well to be like, okay, you can't play football unless you gain some weight. So over the summer, he ate like a trooper and has gained some weight. And now he's not the littlest one on the team. So it's kind of fun to try to pick out your little guy out there. They all, I'm like, okay, oh no, he doesn't have gloves on, and this one has, yeah. So it's kind of fun. But I love football and I love baseball too. And speaking of baseball, go Brewers, right? Are we kicking butt and taking names? And sorry, the Phillies. I think they shut out Mike Trout the other night. They had another really good game. And so hopefully, now y'all got to help me with this, because last year we made it to the playoffs and we lost the first game and it was 1 and done and we were out. The Mets. My friend Jennifer's son works for the Mets, so she kind of rubbed it in a little bit on me that that they beat us, and it was poof, done like that. So hopefully that doesn't happen to us this year, because I believe we have like 92 wins so far. So I'm hoping maybe we get to 100 wins. That's like very hard to do in baseball. All right, so let's do some announcements, and hopefully I won't forget some of the other announcements on my sheet. Okay, so let's start with the clubs. So we have clubs here at Primitive Gatherings, day clubs from 9 to 4, and they are themed accordingly, and you can join us for $25. That includes lunch for you, so you can spend the whole day sewing, and we will feed you, so you will make some friends and get some stuff done all at the same time. All right, so the first one that we have is a sit and stitch, and that is October 1st. And then again on October 7th. So I'll give you a couple dates if some of them have more. And then we have the Featherweight Club, which is October 6th. And along with the Featherweight, we run the Bernina Social as well on the 6th of October. So we have the new machines, and we dust off our featherweights and bring them out and hopefully sew on them a little more than what mine gets sewn on. So I'm glad that we do that. And then October 8th, we have Cross Stitch Club. Rug hooking is October 12th. And Stitchers Gathering is October 20th. And then we have Wool Club October 29th. And then for a workshop, we have our friend Linda Hershka coming to teach an advanced 2-day quilting workshop. And that is her teaching you everything she pretty much knows. She's not going to hold anything back. She's out there to give you all of her knowledge. And she is an award-winning machine quilter. Lunches are included in this, and lodging is available as well if you need to lodge for that. Then we also have Primitive Christmas, which I'm super excited about this year because we are going to have so many fun things and everything's awesome. And that is November 20th through the 23rd. We have a scrappy quilt show that you can attend and vote on a viewer's choice. And these are quilts with more than 75 fabrics. We are probably going to start getting them in. I know that they have until the 31st of October. So please don't rush that. We don't want to be responsible for them too long. What are you going to say, Jess?
We have one quilt that was sent in.
Yes. And it was only from Michigan. So please, kind of, we don't want them too early because then we got to keep track of them that much longer. And it's a lot of responsibility. And then we also have lunch that we are going to serve for that event as well. And we will sell tickets in October. Again, we don't want to sell them too early because then you'll lose your ticket or something. But then we also have awesome make and takes that we will be offering every day, 10 to 3 on Thursday and Friday, and Saturday from 10 to 1:30. So come spend half a day, a whole day with us, hang out with us, and enjoy getting ready for Christmas. We do free patterns for you. We give you 4 free patterns, a 5th one if you spend over $200. We give you a kit for a beautiful ornament, and you can order more ornaments if you want to make several, because I know several of my customers make several ornaments for their people every year. And then I have a trip to France coming up May 15th through the 23rd. You can go to crafttours.com for that information. We have Scotland coming up soon. I know if you're going to Scotland with me, we have not gotten any information yet, so just please be patient. They said 2 to 3 weeks before. Again, they don't want to send it out too early because we lose it. And we would say, oh, I didn't get that. But I will let everybody know when we get all that information. I did get something asking about tickets being the same as your passport. So I have to get that back to them. So if you got that email, check that email to make sure you get them that information. And then Unity. All right, so we've come up with a date. It is October 16th. Mark that on your calendar. That's when we're going to give you the last clue for Unity. And I have this week's winner or last week's winner. We're starting week 36, so only one more month till I give you that last clue. And it is Becky Schooler. You are our week 35 Unity winner. And then Heidi has something else here for me. So I have some new postcards. It's never too late to send in your postcard. Still coming in. You still have time. These are the 2 latest. So I've got one from Donna Peril, and she is from Belmont, Wisconsin. And then I have one from Terry Caldwell, and she is from, I don't know.
Down there somewhere.
Yeah.
Nope, 'cause I put her on the map.
So this one is Donna. This one is Terry. Oh, I bet you. Well, it's a quilt block. How do you know where this one was from?
She had to have said it right in the postcard.
What does white and green mean? Oh, that her
That's
her
her
color
pin is white.
dot.
Yep. That's how I know I
Oh, sorry, Buffalo, Wyoming.
Right, I'm like,
I had to
right
read.
there.
I had to read in here, Buffalo, Wyoming. Sorry, Terry. Thank you for sending that in, though. Those will go in Heidi's. You are the white dot on the map, and green was Donna. Donna, you have a green dot on her map. See how she is? It's crazy. Okay, that is some of the announcements. All right, so let's go back here. Purge and splurge. Some people are asking if we are going to do that this year, and the answer is yes. So I bet you next week I'll have an announcement for that. We still have some room for a couple vendors that you will set up on the day before that Friday. And like I said, it is November 1st. So if you don't have anything going on that day, you might have to come and find some beautiful treasures that maybe somebody else doesn't want, but maybe you just love them. Okay. So that is November 1st is our purge and splurge. All right, I'm just making sure I got rid of summer romance. I have a note here for summer romance. Somebody asked when the next clue will be for summer romance. I think Kaylee just released the last stitch. Drizzle stitch. So we are through the stitches, and you might have to give me a week or two, and then I'll be ready to do borders. I'm almost done. I think I got the last 3 blocks here in my bin, and I literally I'm like a machine now stitching them. Even though I should be stitching other things, but I kind of stick them in there. And you know, when when my grandson isn't batting, then I stitch. So I'm always stitching during all these games. Okay, can somebody grab Eleanor for me? Next Tuesday is the release of our next mini. So here it is. It is Eleanor, which kind of is not real mini, is it? But I wanted to do 9 blocks. If you don't like it this big, you can always just do 4 blocks. But I really love this design. And I think it would be awesome if you switched the colors too and did cheddar with cream going through, or, you know, a dark background instead of the light. So look for this pattern. I know you can get it as a download. You can get it as a kit and pattern. And that one will release on the 23rd. So Kaylee and I just did the video for it. There's really not a lot. I mean, it's really just like 4 little blocks that go together. What?
I'm just laughing because someone says, please talk slower because my wife needed to use the restroom and made me listen so she doesn't miss anything.
I had to laugh.
What is your name, dude? We need to know your name.
Oh, yeah, that's good. She's like,
My wife. Oh, that's so funny. Did I talk too fast for you, huh? All right. Well, we'll take a little break. But
That's
this is the
okay.
mini, and it is called Eleanor.
she's back.
Okay. You need to feed him some caramels. He deserves that. All right. So this is Eleanor coming out the 23rd, next Tuesday. We're pretty good on that one. Time to move on to the next one. And then we have the weekend quilt will be October 3rd, I believe. And that's going to be another fun quilt. All right. So I was just over at the gathering and I was doing some hand quilting because my frame is set up over there. And I want to show you what I bought home from the show. So some of you asked me for these. So I bought a whole bunch of thimbles, all handmade sterling silver jeweled thimbles. Some of them are flowers. Some of them are dragonflies. So if you are around and want to come and get custom fitted for one of these beautiful open-ended thimbles, make an appointment with me because I have them. They are not in the store. So you would just email Karen down in our customer service and she will set up an appointment with me and I will sit down at the frame and we'll get you fitted with some of those. Okay. And they are from the same person. Oh my God, I forgot her name now. But I have all her paperwork. But I wanted to not forget to tell you that because people ask me all the time. And then I finally remember to buy some from her. Okay.
He's Cliff, and his wife is annoying.
Jan. So what did she say?
He said, "My name is Cliff, and my wife is annoying."
Your wife is not annoying.
Ah,
Your
they're
wife
cute.
is awesome.
Now that they're going back and forth in the comments, it's good.
Cliff, you're the man. I love it who does things for their wife, even when they really don't want to do it, but you do it just because you love her. So look at all the different thimbles that Jan does. But I just kind of picked, I have like 2 or 3 of these. But make sure that when you do hand quilt that you have a quilting thimble and not a sewing thimble. The holes, the dimples in the thimbles are deeper so you can rock that needle. Okay, and my callus is good. I got a couple more stitches on there. These are my calloused fingers. Okay. All right, I think I got all of my notes done. But as soon as we sign off, then I remember something. Okay. So far, so good. Okay, I'm going to tell you a couple things that are new in the shop. Was Amy going to bring me anything else besides this, or was it just this?
I brought you up on the chair here.
Oh, okay.
Those items there.
All right, I got you now. All right, so I want to show you this fabric line. It is called Cotton Thimble Miniature. So these are all little miniature fabrics. All right. This is Pambuda from Marcus. So it looks a lot like old Judy, if you ask me, which is good because we all love Judy. And every one of these prints is teeny tiny. So it'd be great for Unity, great for any little miniatures that we're doing. So maybe I should go through here and pick some fabrics to make one of my miniatures down the road. Because Marcus has, they carry their fabrics for us shop owners a little bit heavier than some, it's not like Moda where they're sold out the day that it hits your shop. So sometimes we're able to order some of those. And then look at this cheater. How sweet is this? Little thimbles. I have a quilt like this, or a runner that looks exactly like this, doesn't it, Jess? So you could practice your hand quilting. So you could hand quilt this seam here. And then you just do this when you go the other way. Okay. So this is great to practice your hand quilting. You just layer this with batting and backing. And you could make runners and then just bind them. And nobody would know that you didn't piece this. It's genius, actually. I love it. All right, so that's the new fabric that we have in the shop. So give me a second over here and I'll grab this one and this one. Just these two, Jess?
Yep, and the quilt. The orange quilt.
Oh, the orange one. Okay, sorry. All right, so you remember when I told you last week we're trying to get some stuff on the website and it would be up, but well, it got caught up. So now I'm telling you what's on the website. So this guy right here is a mat, or it could be, we mounted ours on a board. So now you could like hang this on your door, hopefully on like a covered door, like mine has a porch over the top of it. So this would be perfect to hang inside a wreath on your door. And this one is called Warm Winter Wishes. The pattern only is 15 and the kit and pattern together is 41. And then you do have an option of ordering a board if you like that idea as well. And then Merry Wisconsin Christmas. All right. And we did have someone a little confused. She said, I don't know where she was from, but I live in such and such. Why would I want Wisconsin? You know that we put the whole alphabet in there. Okay. We wouldn't just make you make Wisconsin. You can make whatever your state or your family name. This could say, Merry Bongean Christmas or whatever you want it to say. You can put that in there. So this is also on our website. This was one of the projects in, I believe, in the Christmas box at one time. And this is $31.60 for the kit and pattern. And then the pattern is 16 because you get a whole alphabet in there. And that takes up lots of paper. And then we have the quilts from All Things Pumpkin. So this is one of them. Do you have the cover of this pattern so I can just kind of show them? Or you can just give it to me and I can just hold it up. So this is, it kind of ombres. Here, I'll go this way. So you see what I did there? So the two outside fabrics are the same, and then it comes in to the middle. And then you can also put a pumpkin in it. So this is the same quilt, only we took out 16 squares and inserted a pumpkin. So you got two options on crisscross pumpkin patch. So this is also on our website now. And do we have kits left of this, Jess, too?
Yes, we do. Both colorways.
Both colorways. Limited time only, because some of those are from Rustic, and we don't have unlimited numbers of those. So those are all the new things that are on our website that I want to tell you about. And then I have, I believe, one other thing to talk about, and that is countdown to Christmas. So I'm going to take a little drink here. Kayla's going to put my comments back on. And do we have any questions at all before I get into that? So Cassie, I made this quilt for All Things Pumpkin, and I thought, is anybody going to be mad if I don't have a pumpkin in this quilt? I made it, I wanted an easy quilt that they could make in a day because it was only a day class. It wasn't like a week-long retreat. So I made an easy quilt that I thought could be pieced in a day, and it could be. Some of the girls got it done. And I thought, okay, if somebody is, had their heart set on a pumpkin quilt, I gave them that option to put in a pumpkin. Okay, and then there was a question I just saw. Do you know when countdown kits will start shipping? That's a Jessica question.
Hopefully next week. End of next week.
End of next week. So I'm going to talk about countdown and all the things that you're going to need. So you can, maybe if you're going to place an order for a thread kit or you didn't do it yet, I believe I heard Jessica say we have 30 kits left.
No, we only have 12 kits left.
12 kits left now because you sent out that email.
Yep.
Okay. So not more than an hour or two ago, she said we had 30 kits. I'm going to put that on an email and send them out. And now she says we only have 12 left. So if you want, there's no more green fabric. Okay. So it's called Evergreen for a reason. It's a beautiful fabric, green. It's all green. Like the block backgrounds are green. The setting triangles are green. There's a little border on the outside that's green. It's bound in red. And then it has those red triangles, which are flying geese, and a couple half square triangles, not very many half square triangles, just on the corners. And then that beautiful cream and the red. So that's, if you want to get in on this, which is going to be super cool quilt, we only have a couple of them left, unless you want to scrounge and find your own pattern, your own fabrics, and just buy the pattern. Okay. Well, do you have a good pattern for 1.5 inch square? I got something. Back wall is something rebellion.
Yeah, where'd you go?
The red and white quilt.
Look on your screen. It moved.
Do you have a good pattern for a 1.5? Oh, I was reading two of them
Yep.
at the same time.
Yep.
I got a shoebox full at a quilter's sale. I'll have to think about that. Does anything pop off your head right away? 1 inch?
I mean, I would just start piecing them together or make little itty bitty 9 patches if you have a whole bunch of light and darks.
Yeah.
I mean, that would look super sweet, like our 9 quilt.
Yeah. So Jess had a good idea. She said she would just start making 9 patches, but what I would do is I'd take one background and I would cut, so you have all those scrappy ones, and then you have one background too, and then you make 9 patches, positive and negative, and then you'd end up with just this square quilt. You wouldn't be able to tell that it was 9 patches once you put it together. Or if you don't want to make that many 9 patches, you could do like positive 9 patches with sashing and cornerstones in between. So maybe those are some ideas for you, and I'll kind of think about it. And maybe next week I'll have something for you for your box of 1.5 inch squares. Okay? Or maybe I'll plan the next mini out of 1.5-inch squares. Who knows, right? But good question. All right. Yes. Dana. Eleanor is the next mini. I got to sneeze. Okay. All right. So let's talk about Countdown. So we're going to sell the last 12 kits during this episode. I'm going to tell you that right now. All right. So if you have no idea what Countdown is, it is, here's the fabrics. So the blocks are on point. Guess how I know that? Because I didn't set them on point. So here's 2 of the blocks that we showed previously. And think green setting triangles, paths of this. So there's another, so there'll be white in between here and then another row of this on the other block. So it's a gorgeous, gorgeous quilt. It is about 80 by 80. And then I want to show you this. I'm going to show you this. I'm not going to say anything about it, but I'm going to show you it. Whoop, that's it. Maybe I'll get to talk about it soon. I'm just killing you, right? So if you ever need to transport your blocks that are all laid out, this works really good. Or if you have a little stretch wrap, that works good too. Lisa Alexander taught me that trick. Okay. We have thread kits on our website for everything you need for Countdown. And it's okay to order this separately because it's over $100. It's going to ship free anyways. And then a couple things I want to point out that you're going to need if you have never done this before. This book right here is awesome for hand stitching. So we're going to do some stitches. We call this a stitch along because there is hand stitching and machine piecing on this one. So it's mostly hand stitched blocks with a little bit of piecing. So there's a lot of stitches in this book here. And every time the needle or my hands move, we take a picture. So there is over 25 pictures just for the blanket stitch. All the different stitches that we use. So that was, I've heard that be called the Bible. And then this tweezers is amazing for picking up your little pieces and placing them onto your background when you're putting the wool on. You just have to like touch your piece of wool and it helps to take the paper off the back as well. And then the needles that we are going to be using are 22, 24, and the embellishing needle. Same ones I used for Summer Romance. You're going to need a really nice scissors for cutting out all your wool appliques. And we only have a few of these left. I don't know if I'm going to order them again. So this is Primitive Gatherings branded scissors. And I know Amy's like, hey, we only have, 20 of these left or whatever. I can't remember the exact number. So I'll be looking into see what those are going to run nowadays because that was pre-COVID. And then featherweight, heat and bond feather light. Not light. Feather light is what you want. $2.29 a yard. And then
That could be old pricing.
that's the old pricing.
It may be. I just want to clarify that.
All right. And then we have fray check. You're going to fray check some of the looser kind of wools that we use that are mill dyed. Sometimes I like to place a little bit of fray check on those so they stitch nicer. So those are some of the basic things you're going to need for Countdown. And remember, we said October 3rd is when we are going to release our first clue on Countdown to Christmas. It's called Evergreen Christmas. And I think probably every year now we're going to do a Countdown to Christmas quilt. So we're going to name them and then it's part of our Countdown to Christmas. So we are going to be giving, I think, 10 clues.
10, yes.
10 clues. And you're like, well, why are there only 10 clues when there's 13 blocks? One of our blocks is repeated 4 times. So then you have 9 blocks. right? Or we have 10 blocks. 10 blocks. And then with the last block, we're going to give you the finishing directions. So we're not going to drag it out on you. We're just going to give you that last finishing clue with the last block. So hurry up, get that last year's countdown to Christmas done. I know some of you told me that you had to get that done before it came. Well, you still have about, a couple weeks yet to get that going, and you will be right on track to start the new one. Oh my God, I think all the Icelanders want to buy these scissors. Well, you better hurry up because there's not that many left.
And the threads do come in the zipper pouch.
Okay, so you're going to get it in this nice pouch for you.
And it may come later. It'll probably come later than your wool kit, but not too much later, because obviously we did actually express ship this from Canada. So as soon as they get here, we will get them out to you. But like Lisa said, they are over $100, so it is free shipping.
Yeah, so if we can, we're going to put them with your stuff, but we're not going to hold your stuff, is what we're telling you. So if the threads come in and we can still put them with your original order, we will. If they come in after, we're still going to ship them free. Okay? So no worries. And besides, you have to do some prepping before you stitch anyway, so we'll get them. We'll get them to you. I promise. All right. And like I said, we plan on ending this quilt along before December, right? Or the first week in December.
The last clue will be on
December
the 5th.
5th. So on St. Nick Day, you get the last clue. So if you want it done and as a present, you could hurry up. It's not that bad of a quilt, I don't think. Last year's countdown was a lot harder, a lot more pieces to that one than this one. This one has some 1 by 2 inch flying geese, but once you get that down, that's easy. Can we start for the Freedom Quilt Kit from a few years back? It was yes, definitely. Anytime that we put a kit together, I always put a lot of fabric in there, more than you need, because I starch. So I'm not, and if there is some reason why you can't starch, we will say, do not starch. You're not going to be able to get it up. And I think only 1 or 2 times, and it had to do with a charm pack. Like we need every smidge of that charm pack to do it. But it's hard for me to stitch with fabric that's not been starched. So I like to starch. I despise sewing fabric that has not been starched. And you'll know what I mean if you've done it enough. You'll know. All right, so that's all I have for you today. I'm going to pick some winners. Anything else? Look at these. So I walked past Bernina Barb downstairs, and she was making these. I'm like, I got to show people them. So she's embroidered these. It's wool with all kinds of fancy stitching and embroidery on. So if this interests you, talk to Bernina Barb. She'll hook you up. And yeah, so we'll do some fun little things in October with some pumpkins. I'll probably do a tutorial on how to Mod Podge a pumpkin. So if you go to Hobby Lobby or someplace and you have a pumpkin that's white one or whatever, we're going to do some Mod Podging with some fabric on that. Probably early October or late September when we can fit that in. Will there be a pattern release this week for the antique quilt that hung during the pumpkin spice video? It probably won't be this week, but we did shoot it today. So as soon as I can get that written. We have too many other deadlines right now.
Lots of them.
All right, but it is in the works. We did shoot the video for it. So I hope that guarantees that it is coming soon. Okay, so winners.
Somebody's asking what address for the postcards, for Unity postcards.
Oh, it's our address here at the shop, 8567 South Loop Road in Larson, Wisconsin. She'll put it up there on the thing. So please, if you're doing Unity, Heidi is keeping track of anybody who sends us a postcard. She puts your little dot on the map where you're from. And we know that not everybody has sent us a postcard because we sent out way more kits than we have little pins. But there's still time to do it. All right.
One more thing, quick, because somebody asked a question. So somebody asked a question about a waiting list for the holiday mugs. So as of right now, the holiday mugs and the holiday sweatshirts that we had are all, their pre-orders are all done. So we have more coming. They will be available during our primitive Christmas event, but that is the only time that they will be available. So it's first come, first serve once they go up.
All right. So what Jess is saying is we placed our order, but we ordered extra. So there will be some for us to sell during that event, but you don't be dragging. Okay, get in there and snap one of those up as soon as they go up for sale. All right. So Donna and Cliff, you are winners today, and it's happy anniversary. Give her a big smooch. Putting up with your butt. No.
She said earlier he's not so bad.
He's not so bad.
Nah, she kind of likes him after all these years.
Yeah, probably a little better than that. You know, she had to he's probably fully trained now. So they do get a little better once they're fully trained.
Good sport anyway.
And then Bethany F. and Kim Schopner, you are winners of today's live. Please send Heidi your physical address at the email on the screen right now, HeidiN@primitivegatherings.us. And I'm sure, Cliff, she's going to put something in there for you. That's pretty nice. All right. Thanks for doing that, Cliff. You're a keeper. All right, everyone. Have a good weekend and enjoy the rest of summer here, because after the 21st, that's when fall starts here in Wisconsin. All right, everyone. Take care.